Well, we're actually a different sport, but we're going to have some fun nevertheless. In doing an NFL draft party, we want to have football players who are with us. And tonight we do. We have two Washington Redskins sitting with myself. We have running back Chris Thompson, and we have safety Phillip Thomas. Before we start though, I want to let everyone know that we had, and you're going to hear them a little bit later on, but a sensational band, Native Spirit, really talented band, so we appreciate them coming out tonight as well. It's the NFL draft, and we're starting to wonder up here from some of the grumblings we're hearing is that there's going to be a big trade that happens soon, and it better happen, because if it doesn't happen, there's going to be some upset players. We're hearing that the Philadelphia Eagles have pretty much offered the world to get Marcus Mariota. If it doesn't happen, there are going to be several players that are going to be upset because they're part of the package that's being offered. So, how many of you out there are Redskins fans? How many of you, I asked this question a week ago, how many of you would like for the team to trade out of the 5th pick? Okay. None. How many of you would like to draft a defensive player? We want to draft offense. How many of you want an offensive player? Offense! All right. So let's talk to the guys here. Chris, you're on offense. You're a guy that maybe some people don't really know Chris Thompson yet, but at the same time, you came in last year. Your very first play, you scored a touchdown against the New York Giants. What are you expecting for you going into this new season?
I just want a few more touchdowns, a lot more touchdowns. Just basically want to do whatever I can to help us win. If that's kick return, punt return, whatever I got to do to help us win. That's my biggest focus this year is to win games, make it to the playoffs, and hopefully a Super Bowl. That's my only focus, and that's what I want to do. That's the biggest thing for me.
Well, that's a great answer. The fans like that. So Thomas, another guy, young guy that had an injury, came back strong last year. Down the stretch was one of the mainstays on defense. So I wanted to ask you, because the team went out and brought in some veteran guys at your position. How do you feel that's going to help prepare you for this year?
Well, I think it's going to help me tremendously. You can't have enough vets on the team. You learn a lot from them. Sean Ghost is coming in, bringing his veteran presence, and I can learn a lot from him. He's played in the 3-4 with the 49ers, and that's exactly what we run. So I'm just ready to be a sponge and just learn as much as I can from him.
The question I have, and as you can tell, we have an unconventional setup with the microphone, but the question I have for you is, you're a guy that started something. Do you feel like you're still the guy at that position until proven otherwise?
I think every year is different, they brought in some guys to compete, and that's what I'm going to do. Nobody's position is ever promised to them, so I just got to go out there and I got to compete, and I got to show them why they brought me here and why they drafted me to play safety, and I'm just going to do that and compete my hardest, go into camp, preseason, and the goal is to be the starter week 1.
Well, as we look at the board here at the draft, Marcus Mariota goes to Tennessee. And Chris, what we talked about is literally getting ready to happen in Philadelphia. There's going to be a movie in Philadelphia. Because if you're a player and you're a Pro Bowl player and your name is put out in trade talks and the trade does not happen, you're not a happy camper. Now, obviously, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm sure you'd be upset if your name was put out there and it didn't happen.
Definitely, that's. I don't want to say too much, I don't want to step out too much, but that's a tough situation, and guys in this day and time are real big on Twitter and stuff, so I'm pretty sure those guys saw, and read some of the reports and everything, and if it was a report, then part of it was true.
Are you telling me that you're giving us media people credit that what we do is actually correct? You heard that right?
Part of it.
You heard. You said
part of it.
He said it. He said if it's a report, it's probably correct. I do appreciate that. So when you see me out of the clock, just make sure you remember that. Folks, as always, it means a lot when these guys come out. You know, I think a lot of times people look at these guys on TV and they feel like they're not approachable or they're just, you know, guys maybe have their nose up or whatever. But these are two great young guys and, you know, they wanted to come here. They wanted to be a part of this. And this is a big time of the year for football players in general. A lot of people right now have parties somewhere else or whatever. So for them to be here at Largents, I think speaks volumes for them as gentlemen to come out. Again, tomorrow we're going to be doing this again. We'll be in D.C. At halftime. Sports Bar will be there. Chris is actually coming back out with me. Darrell Young will be there as well. If you live in the D.C. market, definitely come on out. We're going to have another great time. A little bit later on, we're going to bring in Diane Cheeseborough, who's also a Redskins reporter. And I say this to all the females in here. She's one of two who are out there every day. And that means a lot because in this business, sometimes you don't see her kind of fits. Let's just say that. So for her to be in that locker room every day says a lot. So we'll get her thoughts on who the Redskins possibly should draft. So I want to ask you, and I know it may put you guys on the spot. You heard some of the fans there say defense, offense. Let's start with Phillip because he's defense, and I really feel like defense wins championships. So pump the ego up a little bit. Would you be surprised if your team, number 5, the guy that I keep throwing out there is Leonard Williams, and I think in about 15 minutes or so, you'll be able to tell me I was correct again. But I just want to get your thoughts on the Redskins as far as them possibly drafting a defensive player, and how you feel like it helped you guys on the side of the ball.
I think it's a big possibility that we'll draft defense. I almost think it's 100%. I think we'll go outside linebacker first. I think the guy from Florida, the kid from Florida, outside linebacker, since I guess we was Ragdoll last year. I think we'll go in that direction. Somebody that's a DN linebacker kind of tweener.
Did you draft Trent Murphy last year to do that?
We did. we definitely did draft Trent Murphy. So I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to step on any toes or anything, but I don't know. That's what I've been seeing around analysts and everybody talking about outside linebacker. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was outside linebacker or a DN type of body out that we drafted.
Let's talk about Thompson from Florida. You saw he gave Florida some credit, right? You did see that. Chris is a Florida State grad, folks, but you know we had a little rivalry in the car about East California where he's gonna say California president, but we're not talking about president.
I'm not talking about president.
Chris, would you be surprised if they took defense on offense? You know, where could you use some help? I mean, I know you don't want to put any of your teammates out there like that, but if there's positions where maybe you can use some depth, where you think they would go on the offensive side of the ball?
First off, defensively, I've just been reading stuff and just seeing basically a defensive end, outside linebacker type guy. If Leonard Williams wasn't available, I would have to say Vic Beasley. I played against him. I don't want to play against him again. So I would like to say Vic Beasley. Offensively, we were 4-12. So to me, no guy has a secure spot. We can get better at it each and every position. We only have 3 running backs right now, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get a guy, somewhere down the road. But this first round pick, I'm not really sure what's going to happen.
That was answered like a veteran player, not a wide-eyed rookie. That was a veteran comment. He kept it PC all the way. That was a good answer, though. Speaking of 3 running backs on the roster, obviously Alfred Morris, Pro Bowler, Darrell Young, a guy that I think in this position should be a Pro Bowler soon, if not, should have already been. But then you have yourself, and Roy Halou was a guy that did some good things here over the last couple of years. The team basically let him leave. And some people out there were like, why would we let Roy Halou go? Well, the reason why is, to my right. wanted to give you your opportunity. Do you sense now that, we've had the conversation before as any young guy, even you, Phillip, but sometimes you just, you're part of the team technically, but just as far as being out there and producing and being part of it that way, sometimes you feel like your time hasn't come. Do you feel like now you guys are officially Redskins and you're ready to produce big time?
I feel like it's about that time now. I'm going into my third year. I really don't feel like I've done anything since I've been here, and I was a drafted guy, so it's about time for me to do something, and I'm gonna do everything I have to do to make something happen, and that's just my mindset this year.
I had to do this. See, this is why you guys put the pads on, put the helmets on, hide the grills, and I do what I do, because Dante Fowler was just drafted. And does anybody remember who I said was getting taken by the Redskins? I mean, I am Redskins insider. That's what they call me. I said Leonard Williams. Remember that name. There's 2 picks away from the Redskins. Has Leonard Williams been picked? No, he hasn't. Okay, I'm just saying. That's all. So, getting back to that, do you feel like it's your time now that you put the work in? And, obviously you have a new defensive coordinator, so the scheme's different for everyone. But do you feel like it's time for you now to put your stamp on this team?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like as a drafted player, people had expectations of me coming out of the draft. And, I suffered through some injuries early on, but I'm still fighting through it. I got a little bit of opportunity at the end of last year to perform, and I feel like I got better every week. So, this is my year. I feel like, if I get the opportunity, I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to work my butt off to get that opportunity to step on the field, and, I'll never look back.
Now, just look at Dante Fowler. I'm not a big fan of the wardrobe. I mean, that's more like a prom night out. The whiteness of lapel on there with the red. It's just, that's not even the school colors either. So I'm confused with that. I just don't get it. Now, when you guys were drafted, did you have like a party at your house, or do you recall and remember what you were doing when that call came through for you?
Yeah, I was actually in Fresno, California, where I went to school at. Very small, just with my immediate family. Watched the draft. It was a stressful experience, but I kept it real low key and just watched the draft with my family. And once my name was called, it was like the greatest day of my life.
You were actually happy you had to come to the East Coast of California.
I was excited to come to the East Coast from California after a while, but after that first winter, I wanted to go back to California. It snowed about every day from October on, and I was just seeing the weather back home, sunny, no rain, the humidity was low. You can't beat that California weather.
Folks, I'm actually sitting in between 2 warm weather guys. Gentlemen from California, Chris is from Florida. When you were drafted, and you knew that you were coming here, I mean, you probably were excited because Robert was just, drafted, and they just won the division. But were you excited knowing you were coming north and you knew it was going to be cold and snowy and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, being drafted was a dream come true, but I just remember my senior year. I don't want to sound a little giddy or like a groupie or something, but
trade down. I've been saying that I thought the team should trade down. How many people again said the Redskins should trade out of that fifth pick? Now everyone's shaking their head no, because they know they're in the pick. How many people would like to see Leonard Williams pick? Okay, I see you over there. How many of you would like to see an offensive lineman taken with the fifth pick? Okay. Yeah, I think the fifth pick is a little too high, guys, for an offensive lineman at this point in this draft, unless you're going to get a surefire tackle. And I don't think that Brandon Sheriff, who's a guy who's really nice, I don't know if he's a tackle or a little bit more of a guard. So all I'm saying is this draft for you comes down to this next pick. If Leonard Williams picked by Oakland, which is a chance, then it throws everything off. But I'm telling you, Leonard Williams is Washington Redskins. And for me, I said this a month ago, I think Leonard Williams is such a dominant football player that I think he's the closest thing draft-wise that you guys have had since Sean Taylor's draft, as far as an immediate impact coming in. And with the defensive line I already brought in as far as free agency, your defensive line could go from one of the, no offense, but one of the worst to potentially one of the best and deepest in all of football. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to take a break, and we'll let the great band and Native Spirit come back up and play with your mind a little bit, because that was some good music. Very impressed, and definitely look forward to having these guys come out with more of our broadcast. So, did I just call that? Did I just say Amari Cooper to Oakland? Didn't I say Leonard Williams to the Redskins? Hey man, this is what I do. I'm just saying. So when you see me in the locker room, just make sure you understand that. So, hey, I'm just having fun, folks. I'm not worried. No way. Look, we gotta take a break and let the guys come on up. So just hang tight. We'll be back. We're back here from the Largents NFL draft. The Washington Redskins took their pick, and I was wrong. I'll confess. It's hard to do that. I still wanted Leonard Williams. I think you guys got a great player, great offensive lineman that's got a nasty streak in him, and it's no coincidence that Bill Callahan comes here, developed a really good offensive line for the Cowboys. They did have a rookie Pro Bowler last year, Zach Thomas. And you look at now, you're a teammate. So I'm gonna put you guys on the spotlight a little bit, because that's the guy I wanted right there, but didn't take it. So what would you say to Brandon Sheriff coming in, just as far as just being a Redskin, as far as coming in as a rookie and things that he's gonna have to learn?
Just to come in and be a professional and go to work every day, ready to learn and ready to just work and be your best. It's a lot of distraction, there's a lot of free time, there's no more going to classes, there's no more going to study hall and all those things that keep you busy throughout your whole day. So you got a lot of free time. Just use that time wisely and study and just get in your playbook because it's a lot more complex the higher you go. High school was easy, college was a little bit more complex, and now this NFL system that you're going to have to learn is a lot complex and a lot more complex, and you're just going to have to learn and study as hard as you can.
Chris?
First off, for me, I'm going to just tell him congratulations, and I'm happy that he's on the team. One, because he's an offensive lineman, you know, so.
Running back.
I'm happy to have that, but, you know, just basically all the things that Phil said. I don't really need to repeat them, but, you know, we got Bill Callahan now, and from what I've heard and seen, he's a great coach. And my running back coach played with him, so, you know, it's love all around the board for Coach Callahan. So I'm excited for him to get there and we can start working together and make him one of my best friends.
Let me ask you, because you come from a storied college program. No offense, Phillip, but you know, he's coming from Florida State, you know, and they aspire to be like my school all the time. So, you know, but Penn State. But anyway, no, just you know, you come from a storied program where you weren't accustomed to losing a lot. And in high school, you guys won some state championships. You know, lost in a couple, so you just didn't come from a background of having a mediocre season or a season that had a lot of trials and tribulations. How difficult has it been for you as a pro, you know, dealing with a lot of the adversity and a lot of the drama that has followed this team?
It's tough. I mean, you have to find ways to change guys' attitude, you know, inside the locker room. You know, guys haven't really had a lot of success, you know, at least the last couple of years or so. So, you know, really once you start losing, you it's just kind of like whatever, you know, let me get my check, let's move on. And I'm not saying that's all the guys' attitudes or whatever, but sometimes it gets like that and it's like, okay, you put the blame on the coaches, you put the blame on everybody. You know, to me it's like, look at yourself. Whatever the coach is calling, you make it work. That, you know, that was kind of our mindset at Florida State. You know, sometimes we weren't happy with what Coach Fisher called on offense, but we were going to try to make it work, you know, to win games, and that's what it's all about, winning. And, you know, it's just changing the attitude of the guys. And I'm not much of a vocal leader. I don't really talk much, but, you know, I just want to show them when I get on the field, you know, that I'm playing for the next man beside me. And, you know, that's the stuff that kind of goes a long way.
You know, Phillip, you're a guy that's been here a couple seasons now, and you've dealt with some adversity too. I mean, do you feel like you have more of a chance to be a vocal guy, you know, going into a third season where it's not so much, you know, you're the young guy where maybe a veteran won't respect if you come out and say something, you know, like if Deshaun Jackson speaks, I'm sure everyone's going to listen because of what he's done in the league and the success he's had. But do you feel like now that maybe you can be a guy, because you have some new teammates on that side of the ball that maybe don't know everyone in the locker room. So do you feel like this year will be a year that you'll speak up more?
Honestly, I mean, that's not the type of person I am. I'm a more lead by example. You know, I'm a work. You know, I'm a hustle and I'm a grind, and hopefully the people that see me doing what I'm doing and doing it the right way, they'll follow suit. You know, I'm not really into the vocal rah-rah guy in the locker room and getting everybody up like that, but we got people like that. There's enough people like that, and you know, I just play my role. I mean, I'm not really a you know, vocal leader in that sense.
As far as the size of the ball, who would be that guy on offense? Who's the guy that's like, listen, we got to get going, we got to do this? Because, you know, I asked the same thing to Alfred last year, and before I could even finish the sentence, Alfred was like, no, that's not me. He said, there's plenty of guys in that locker room that can do that, but he said the same thing, he's a lead by example guy. But is there a rah-rah guy, you know, on the offensive side of the ball? If there was one, who would that be?
Actually, we have a few guys. Trent Williams, I would say, is the biggest one. RG, of course, being the quarterback, you know you have to be. And also Deshaun will say something here and there. Deshaun doesn't say much, so when he speaks, everybody listens. And you know, I think sometimes it takes the quiet guys to say something for everybody to really tune in and, you know, get the attitude together. You know, and just going to out, you know, that's just not him. You know, he's a leader by example. You know, you know once he gets on that field on Sundays and every single day he's gonna give it his all. And you know, that's all you gotta ask for from him. You know, let the other guys like Trent, Griff, and Deshaun pretty much carry everything else.
Who would it be on the defensive side of the ball?
I believe on the defensive side of the ball, be Jason Hatcher and D Hall. D Hall, we have a little chant that we do in the tunnel before every game and get all the DBs going, and he gives us our speech and he talks to us all the time. So he's definitely a guy I look up to, and a guy that, you know, if stuff is going sour, he'll pick us up. If we grinding in camp and we're tired, he'll pick us up in that way. And Hatcher just been in the league for a while. You know, when he has something to say, everybody listens, everybody looks up to him, and you know, he's been doing it for a long time, and that's what everybody aspires to do, and do it for as long as him. So why wouldn't you listen to a guy like that? Same with D Hall.
Last year you played with a guy, Ryan Clark. You know, it's his second stint here, and yeah, you know, he was a step slower, he was an older player at that point. But when he retained up top, how do you feel like that's helped your game, and how did he help your game last year, considering you guys were pretty much playing the same position?
Well, Ryan Clark came in and helped tremendously, man. I've never met a guy that smart as far as playbook knowledge. You know, he came in, got signed to us, and dang near like knew the playbook better than I did, and I had been there for a full year before him. So he helped me a lot. He just helped me as far as, you know, getting the team together and keeping your body right, and always going and getting training room help, because this game is brutal, man. We shy away from no hits at safety, so you got to take care of your body and do it the right way, and that's what he does. And he leads by example as well. He's a guy that is a vocal leader, but he's also going to not just put in the time that we're allotted to throughout the week. He's going to stay extra. He's going to spend an extra 3-4 hours after we're done with practice and study film and study our opponent. And, you know, he put that into my head, and, you know, to study your opponent, know your opponent, and the game will be that much faster for you. You'll look at a formation and you'll just know what's going to happen based off of what you've seen on film all week.
You know, it's real enlightening to hear you guys, just from conversations we've had, you know, over the years, just the way your mental approach to the game is now. And I'm sure when you guys came in, you thought it was all about the speed and being physical and things like that, but you know, you hear all the time, it's actually the mental side of the game is what separates the greats. You know, the Tom Brady's, Peyton Mannings of the world. Do you feel like that now? Like perhaps the game has slowed down so much that you can't absorb everything mentally?
Yeah, I mean, looking back on my rookie year, I've grown so much. You know, my running back coach put me to the test today with some things, and it surprised me how I was able to answer them so quickly. You know, maybe the beginning of last year, in my rookie year, I probably would have hesitated, but you know, just getting the classroom work, that's the biggest thing. That's bigger than anything else. You know, getting the experience on the field, you know, that comes with time. So the classroom is the biggest thing for all NFL players, and you know, it shows with every Super Bowl team. You know, they're the guys that's in the classroom the most and just, you know, knows everything.
You know, when you guys say the classroom, I think sometimes fans, you know, they may wonder what do you mean by the classroom? You know, I think most fans assume that it's a party out in Ashburn and you show up on Sundays to entertain. You know, I hate to say it that way, but you know, even with me, people say, what do you do at Redskins Park? I mean, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm working. And they're like, well, what are you working on? They're just practicing. They're not doing anything. And that is the total opposite of really what's going on. So, you know, what do you say to the fans that think that it's not a lot of preparation and you just show up on Sundays?
It's definitely not true, and I'll challenge some people to come learn the playbook from your rookie year, the second year, and then this year we have to learn a whole new playbook, a whole new 85 plays with 10 checks on each play. It's a lot of hard work. It challenges your mind and definitely challenges you physically, working out every day, running, and just putting your body to the test. So it's a lot harder than what people think. People think, oh, you play a sport, you're having fun, you love doing it. Well, anybody that loves doing their job is going to have fun with it. So it's a lot more challenging than people think.
I think that just what you said as far as the playbook, you guys are learning almost like a different language. And I mean, literally, it's a new language. It's like if you move to another country, you have no idea what the terminologies are. Do you feel like what you're learning so far? Do you feel like that you're seeing some new wrinkles that perhaps can take this team to another level? I mean, you just mentioned Bill Callahan. You just drafted a guy that clearly had his stamp all over it as far as an offensive lineman. So do you feel like this will be, more of a progressive year for you guys under a new setup?
Yeah, I think mentally we're going to be on a different level. I know I am, and I'm working towards it now because we, defensive-wise, we went from a number system to now we're using words, and we're declaring, the position the defensive line is, as well as the linebackers and also the safety. So it's a lot for us to learn. And, I've always been told football is the hardest class. And, I believe it now, being at the NFL level, because, I can give any random person one sheet of paper or what I look at, and they wouldn't know nothing that's going on it. They'll just think it's a bunch of lines going here and there, a few letters there, but it's a whole lot to learn, and it's actually very difficult.
Look, folks, we try to give you a little bit of insight, on these guys, and just to come out here first of all from Ashburn. We've got a long ride going back to Ashburn. But again, I appreciate you guys, coming out, and you're witnessing history in DC, just from the standpoint that the Redskins are trying to get back to the good old days. The Capitals right now still holding the 1-0 lead in the second period against the Rangers. And then you have the Wizards. The Wizards won their first round series against Toronto, swept them, and I'm excited about what we're doing here at Sports Journey. I mean, we have staff covering every event, every team, doing a great job. Always got to say what's up to CJ, our camera guy, comes out, films Wizard stuff with myself, a post-game show, but he's out here tonight as well. And Miss Diane Seabrugh, always doing a great job. You can always go to sportsjourney.com and you'll see all the local DC coverage, all the things that we're doing. And I wanted to say I had a little announcement to make. People will probably be shocked about it, but tonight and tomorrow are my official last broadcast on the network. Did you know that? No. So going forward next year, we'll have, a gentleman named Chris Wilson who's playing with you guys. He'll be actually filling in, not filling in, it'll be his role now. He's going to do these shows with you guys. I've had a great time doing these things over the years, but the business is going up and somebody's got to run it. So I can't be in the chair anymore. I still be at Redskins Park every day. Because I live across the street. So. But other than that, I just want to let everybody know that tomorrow, remember the Royal Young, Chris Thompson, the running backs. I'm not trying to be biased against you defensive guys. So it's always the offensive guys are the first ones to show up or raise their hand to get into the cameras. I mean, is that just...
defensive players grind, man. The offensive players are prima donnas. They score all the touchdowns and get all the women.
We just hurt you.
We sell tickets.
We win championships.
Well, hopefully, your side sells tickets this year. Your side wins championships, so I have something good to cover, and we all can have some fun. But folks, again, we appreciate it. We don't want to take too much of your time. I know some of you want to hear the Capitals game. Nationals playing. Hopefully, they can get their stuff together. Their World Series favorite. DC sports right now could be really big. Really, really big. Before we go, though, one last question. When you see the Wizards winning in the playoffs, you see the Capitals winning in the playoffs, and the Nationals are prohibitive favorites to get to the playoffs and maybe a World Series, do you feel a little tight around the collar? Do you feel like you've got to do your stuff?
We got to step it up, definitely, man. We went to the playoffs a couple years ago, and we got to get back there. That's a step in the right direction. And you know, with this draft, I feel like we drafted and picked up people in the offseason that can get us there. So we just got to perform as players. I want to see all DC sports in the playoffs. Everybody else is doing their part. Now it's our turn.
We need to make DC a happy place, man. You know, they've been looking for us year in and year out to make something happen. You know, football is one of the biggest sports, and you know, just seeing the Wizards and the Caps do what they're doing now in the playoffs, there's no reason why we can't be in the playoffs also. You know, as soon as the Nationals hopefully get done winning their World Series, we're working our way up to get in the playoffs and get a Super Bowl. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that's what all the guys' mindset is coming into this year with new coaches and everything.
You guys heard it. So they're going to hold you to this. You know, sometime next year we get you back out here, and if you guys are not winning, the drinks are going to be warm. You won't have ice cubes in the cups anymore. But I try to tell these guys if they win, the town is theirs, because this is a Redskins town. So we're going to wrap it up tonight. I want to thank everyone, the staff here at Largents. Everyone's been great, accommodating. We appreciate it. Hopefully we can get back out here. We'll get more people in here. We've got a lot going on. They've got a lot going on here, so you can always check them out. As always, you can check us out at sportsjourney.com. I'm going to let these guys plug their social medias as well, because they're big on this. You can follow me at Lake Lewis.
Follow me at Phil_me16.
And I'm Chris Thompson _4.
All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up. This is unconventional mic passing tonight, but hopefully you had a good time. And again, native spirit. I think we're done. But if you guys want to take us out to something, that'd be great. We're definitely going to be doing some stuff with you guys in the future. Really good stuff. We appreciate it. Have a good night, everyone.